But they be on my page still broke and be dissing. I don't get it. I gotta bank the break. Whew, yeah, you already know. I went to London, now it's time to hit up Tokyo. Or maybe fly to Mexico, that peso it be hitting. When I find a higher low, that Fibonacci got me litty. Now I'm back up in the city, yeah, teaching you the game. I lace the people up, get the bag, not the fame. Yeah, they say I chase the fortune, I just pray the double portion. Better put your time in, back test it, that's important. When they see you making money, they hate and try to extort you. Scammers be in the group, get it too, watch me poach them. Acting like they be me on IG, I don't know them. And they can't tear down my name, cause I really changed the game. Like a pro, like a pro. Yeah, I'm trading like a pro.
You wanna trade like the pros? You wanna finally reach your goals? You want the tips to catch pips? Then you come to the right channel. What's up, y'all? This your boy Jay Wayne, you know, representing Team Take Profits. And you know what? One of the things that I like to do, you know, since I became a trader, I do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of, you know, reflecting on my life. And I like to just ride downtown and feel the vibes, man. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Try it sometime, you feel me? But forget all that. I want to talk to you guys about the New York session, all right? Because I taught you guys how to trade the London session, and it's only right that I teach you how I trade the New York session. For those who don't know, you got London session starting at 3 o'clock Eastern time, 3 a.m. And then New York session picks up and it crosses over around like 8 o'clock in the morning. And it crosses over, and then London sessions ends around, I want to say, don't quote me on, I think it's around 12 or something like that, 11. And then you got New York session. All right, so I put it on the screen. I give you a graphic of how they cross over. And in my last video, if you guys missed it, I told you how to trade London, but today I want to show you how to trade New York session. All right, because if you wake up and trade London and you don't have a setup, it crosses over into New York and you will be ready. Because if it don't happen in London, it's going to happen in New York. So that's why I got to cover this information for you, so you're not missing a trade, so you're not giving up in London and then you don't know what to expect or what to do when New York session comes. I want us to make money all different ways. Let's go.
All right, guys, so here we are on the chart, and so for the New York session, the currency pairs that are going to move, you know, the best and give you the best bang for your buck is Euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar CAD, Euro yen, pound yen. All right, they're on the screen. Look at it, write it down, and find the one that you like. Out of the currency pairs that I listed for you, the ones that I would prefer you trade during the New York session, I'm going to talk about one of my favorites, which is GBP JPY, the pound yen. Now, this is my personal favorite, and you, out of that list that I showed you, and you guys have to find which currency pair that you like out of this list. All right, so check this out. I'm gonna dive in. So the first thing that you have to understand is, I think you can catch reversals or continuations just like I talked about in the London session video, right? But I really like to catch the continuation for the New York session. Now, that's why I recommend you know, trade with me, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to see you guys. I'm so tired of hearing stories and horror stories about people blowing their accounts because they're stubborn and they don't want to learn from anybody. They think that they can do it themselves. Everybody has to learn from somebody. All right. So for you to sit here and say, I'm gonna learn this myself, or I'm just going to self-teach and I was self-taught, like, I think that's crazy. You messing around with one of the most volatile markets, and you're going to choose to do that in this type of situation, in this type of market, is crazy to me. But that's why I say trade with me, because we in Trend Trading Academy, I steer you clear of the ones you shouldn't take. I help you navigate through the ones you want to trade but you're not sure of. You see what I'm saying? But I digress. Look at this. You want to trade the continuation for the New York session. Try to find a continuation. When you're first starting this and you're really trying to get detailish with this, I want you to pick one side of it. Eventually, you're going to be able to do both. That's the end goal. You can trade the reversal. You can trade the continuation. But today, I want you to look at trading the continuation because it's going to be, I won't say it's easier, but it narrows your focus down. We can really focus on something and your brain is not scattered. So check this out, right? Look what happened during Asia and London session and try to catch the continuation. All right. So that's it. Let's dive in. All right. So you're going to need the sessions indicator. Now, if you don't know how to, find or which one to use or which one I use, the sessions indicator, it goes from green, yellow, and red. That's just the colors that it comes with standard. But basically, the green is London, the orange is the crossover between London and New York, and then the red is just basically all New York standing. So right here is 8 o'clock, and right here is 11 o'clock. So basically, London closes at, it opens at 3 here and closes at 11. Then New York starts at 8, right in between London, and closes at 6 o'clock. But that's the session indicator. Now watch my last video if you want to know how to do it. It's how to trade the London session. I really show you how to find that and bring it up and my thought process on using this tool. All right, so let's dive in. Check this out, team. You want to look at what happened during Asia session. So let me walk you. I'm just gonna walk you through this, and that's how we're gonna do this video. So check this out. You got an evening star here. The black is Asia. Look at what happened. All right, read the story. You got a reversal candlestick pattern. Then it drops for London. So my London traders caught the sale, and you best believe I'm calling that trade out. And then during London, a few hours in, like 6 o'clock in the morning, pretty much when you guys are done scalping London, you get these large rejection candles to the downside. They rejecting. Look like they were really about to shoot down, but they rejected. And you got these long wicks, right? So now what turned from a reversal up here and shot down now is reversing down here. So now, remember I said in the beginning of the video, you want to catch that continuation. Here we go. Boom. We broke up past the 50. Keep the 50 on your chart. All right, the 50 moving average. Now, for the first time viewers, you don't know about this 50 moving average, I'm going to put a link right up here at the top of the screen, and it's going to come across and it's going to show you how to get this 50 moving average. All right. So you can rewind the video, you can pause this, go watch that, come back to this, wait to the end of this video and go watch that, however you want to do it, all right? But it broke the 50 right here. And here is the continuation move because now it's retesting the 50. And I'm telling you, it happens like this a lot. And if it doesn't happen like this, then you're probably not going to trade it, all right? So I'm going to show you a few different ways we're going to do this. Here's the continuation move. This is what they look like. They're either going to retest the 50, a trend line. They're going to retest a golden zone, but I'm trying to keep it simple on this video today. All right. So that's the entry right here. So you're going to go down to a 15-minute chart and you just go enter. And entry would be right around here realistically, because realistically, you're probably not going to get in right as it touched that. So you're probably going to catch get in a few pips after you see it holding, and you probably going to jump in right about here on a 15-minute chart and ride up. And now I want you guys to catch 50 pips. All right, so what that looks like is we're going to go long. We're going to put our entry here, and we're going to be 1-to-1. Now you can do more than 1-to-1, but I want you to set your stop loss first. All right, so don't worry about this take profit right now. Set your stop loss first, and that's going to be below this wick right here. All right. And then you're going to do a 1-to-1 minimum. All right. And that's going to be your 50 pips. This is an hour chart, guys. So that's a lot of movement. And you can see it continue. But right around the 50 pip mark, it starts to you know, exhaust, because you got this structure to the left right here. And then you just kind of have to, you know, wait it out and ride it out. But I don't do that. I just be getting my money and be gone. All right. So out of this 50 pips, take what you want. But I'm telling you, if you're like day trading, or if you're trying to hold this a little longer than like 15, 10 pips scalps, then you're going to have to move the stop loss a little deeper to give it wiggle room. And about a 1-to-1 is what you want. You want between 30 and 50 pips. That's what you're going to get trading the way I'm showing you right now. All right. So that's the move there, guys. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. I know y'all like that one. That was pretty simple. And I'm telling you, master that, what I just showed you there. Now, let's keep it going. You got this big move up, right? Remember I said, look at what happened during the Asia session. And so what happened here was price was moving up, but this was just a continuation from the previous day move up. All right. So how do you get involved with something that's already been pushing up these many pips for your session here? So look at the thought process on this. You got that continuation, and all of a sudden, during the London session, you get this evening star situation. You get these rejection. If you don't want to call it evening star, you don't like that, you get these rejections right up here. Plain and simple, right up here. You see that? So that means on the lower time frame, like a 15-minute chart, a 5-minute chart, this was a head and shoulders. That's what that is. That's what that is on the lower time frame. Right here, this was a head and shoulder on the lower time frames. All right. So check this. I mean, you could, like I said, you could use a trend line, boom, catch it, because it's rejecting, right? I said catch the continuation, but this is exhausted. All right. So if you only look in one way, you will miss the rejections because your mind is only focused on one thing. But eventually you will be able to catch the reversals. All right. But I don't want to twist you up, and I don't want to, you know, confuse you, but I want you to look at it like in a microscopic type of way. Like, look, check this out. Whatever, this is like a micro trend, like a mini trend. Like, I'm not talking about the overall thing. Right now, I want you to look at what was the trend starting to change to during the end of London. What was we doing? What was it doing? Was it going down? I want you to catch it. I want you to try to catch that. Now, to be honest, to be fair and be honest with you, this isn't a bullish market. This is a bullish market right here because we're above the 50. I really, really, really don't want you guys messing around with trading against the trend. I really don't, because this is what happens. It's not smooth. It's not smooth. When you got to catch that sell perfectly. And I got to say this to you. I got to be honest with you guys. I mean, I would love for you guys to catch that move there, but you just have to know more things. You have to learn how to trade more. That's why I think guys should be getting mentored, whether it's by me or whether whoever it is. You just guys need to be learning different ways to trade and at putting it all together, knowing how to use what tool and what market, knowing how to trade a reversal, knowing how to trade a continuation. But I'll just tell you, like, once you saw this reversal happening up here, then we're starting to change. And so the entry would have been right here. I know you won't catch it right away, but the entry would have been right up in here. As you saw this candle breaking past this level here, these two candles here. Once you saw this red candle starting to push lower, you would have took an entry. All right, because that's what, on a microscopic level, on the lower time frame, that's what the mini trend was. It was starting to change down here. Overall, heck no. This is an uptrend, and you got to trade with the trend. But I'm going to show you both ways, because I know you're not going to just trade with the trend all the time. And my favorite way to do it is breaking that. I could just put a trend line up here, catching that trend line break. It's pretty much going to get you in the same situation. Now, the only thing is, when you guys trade against the trend, whatever your normal pips that you catch, lower it down, because it's not going to be easy to get there all the time, because you're trading against the trend. You're going to run into friction. You're going to run into exhaustion. because you're trading against the trend. When you trade with the trend, then it flows easier. It flows smoother. You get what I'm saying? So lower your pip count when you trade against the trend. Just remember Jay Wayne taught you that. All right. So let's keep it moving. All right. So now we got this reversal down here. It pushed up. You either stayed out the market because it's trading against the trend, or you caught the trend line break. And that happened during New York session. All right. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I catch those trend line breaks. You already know I'm all about that. But I don't want you guys doing it if you're not skilled to do it. Now, look at I'm going to keep everything in the middle of the screen. Look at this. The next day, we got price breaking up and nothing happened. This was a no trade day on this pair. That doesn't mean it was a no trade day on all pairs. It was just a no trade day on this pair. So you could head on over to Euro USD, GBP USD, you know, something like that. You don't just have to stick with this one. I think you should have at least 3. Well, no, I think maximum 3, at least 2. But look how it's leveling out here. You can just see it. You can just put it down here. It's just pretty much, it's more leveled at the top and it's more angled at the bottom. So that means it's breaking up, and we have a wedge going on here. All right. So what you do in that situation, you just wait for it to break. And this happened during the Asia session, these last little wicks here. So you just go ahead and level that out, and you can see it's leveled at the top, but it's breaking up. It's breaking up ever so slightly. So really, you might want to, and look where it came from. It came from this push here. It looks like we're going to catch the continuation today. You know what I mean? Look like this is going to be a continuation. But here's the thing. I don't want you guys to trade with a bias though. So if it does break here, then you can, sell it. And if it breaks the continuation, you're really good. But it broke out during the London session. You feel me? It broke out during the London session. Well, today in this video, we're not talking about London session. We're talking about the New York session. So what do? Well, guess what, guys? It broke out so much, you didn't get any pullbacks before the New York session happened. This is all you got, was this little red doji candle. I'm telling you guys, that's not safe to jump in because it was exhausted. Even though you got that little red candle, there were hardly no pullbacks in this whole move. The only one you got was that little red candle, and that really didn't even pull back. It showed you that bulls were still in the market, but this is pretty high to be jumping in. So you could take a risk on that, but I'm not taking a risk on that. I would have to see what that looked like on a 15-minute chart, to be honest with you. So let's go down to the 15-minute chart, and let's go from here to about here, and let's see what that looked like on the 15-minute chart. Let's see, do we got some decent pullback action? Yeah, it's just still kind of in the middle of nowhere. You far away from the 50. You don't know when it's about to pull back to it. You know it is. Eventually it did. You know what I mean? So you could take a gamble on this, which I don't like that word. But for me, I'm going to go back to the hour chart. I want you guys to stay on the higher time frames. I'm going to go back to the hour chart and be like, I'm going to check out another pair, see if another pair is better. But let me just tell you, the reason why I'm making these series for you, because you got London, how to trade the London session and how to trade the New York session. And eventually you will be able to just do both. And you would have just called, you would have said, hey, today is a London day. I'm making my money during London, and I may hold it through New York, or I don't trade at all during New York. I'm making my money during London because I see it moving. And then you'll be like, man, London was terrible. London didn't do anything. I'm making my money during, New York. You know what I'm saying? This is just an example, but I'm making my money during New York today because London wasn't really moving. You'd be able to do that. And it's powerful to be able to trade that way. You feel me? So that's how we did that. So you see the mindset on that? Because of this, it was so high in the way it formed. If you were only trading New York, you would go to a different pair. You'll go to Euro USD. You will go to see what GBP USD is doing if it looks a little better for you to get in. But this is buying high. I would have wanted to, what I have wanted to see was it kind of pull back a little bit. Then I would have got in at a discounted rate, a little discounted price to just kind of see if I can get in on a continuation. And then once it pulled back, then I saw that little wick down here. Then I would have got in right about here. That would have told me, hey, we're holding better, but no pullback. So it just exhausted itself. So the next thing I want you to see, after it exhausted itself, now don't forget, what was it doing the previous day? It was trending up, right? What was it doing the previous week? Or the previous days in the week? It was trending up, right? But then, you know, it got a pullback. Pullbacks are healthy. And it pulls back to the 50, right? And you got this wick rejection right down here. It's absolutely beautiful. Right at the 50. So guess what? Here's your New York, your New York session trader. Here's your little doji candle right on the trend line. I mean, right on the 50 moving average. And here's your entry. Let me delete that. And your entry is about right here. And you catch that continuation. Like I said, 30 to 50 pips will keep you safe. Even if you see how this one ended up getting exhausted, because it made a high right here, and then it made a lower high. So you didn't know that was coming, though. You see what I'm saying? When you were following the rules getting in here, you didn't know it was going to stop here and drop. You didn't know that. You know, we see it now hindsight, but you didn't know that. But if you just follow the rules that I'm telling you between 30 and 50 pips, you're not going to be a part of those. You're going to go and get between 30 and 50, depending on how the market is starting to slow up. When you get to 30, you say, okay, I'm going to stop at 30. If it's moving, then, hey, I'm going to stop at 50. Or I'm going to move up my stop loss into profit. And whenever it stops me out, it stops me out. You can play that game. But I just take my pips and be done with it, because it's just the way that I like to trade. So find a way that you like. So right here is entry, catch your 50 pips. It's about 50. You're getting about 50. That's 64. That's 75. 50 was right down here. So you got 50 way before the candle even closed. So you probably got more, or you probably just stayed disciplined and was done. And what 30 pips look like is even easier. And it's just depending on how the market is flowing. You got to have that intuition. That's 30 pips. It's too easy. 30 pips is even easier. And then I know a lot of you guys going to ask, where's the stop loss going to be? It depends on where you're entering at. So right here, we getting in here. We putting our stop loss. In this situation, I'm not going way down here because we waited. That's why it's important to wait for these candles. You waited for the rejection to show up. Now you could be super conservative down here, but that's like making your risk huge. And I got to put it right here. You got a short right here, and I will put it right here. And like I said, you can go 1-to-1, or you can count it out to your 50. That's pretty much to your 50. All right, so there you go, right there. And that's what that trade would have looked like. It would have been an easy one. All right, so if you guys wanted me to mark up, other pairs, mark up, different currency pairs for the New York session, seeing how would I react to, USD CAD, because the Canadian dollar really, really moves. If you guys want to see something like that, comment below. If you guys want to see me how I would trade and mark up different currency pairs during the London session, pound USD, pound dollar, you know what I mean? So comment below. I want to make content that you guys enjoy and you find useful. All right guys, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. I know you guys were laced up with this video, and you know what, I want you guys to go back and watch my last video, how to trade the London session, so you can know how to do both. It's going to be absolutely incredible and change the game. Let's go.